So yeah, the main goal was to reach this two-way intercultural exchange, if I can say so. So like the first part was already in the preparatory process when the actors were comprised both of Slovene local people and of people with migrant experience. So they were during the process able to share experiences, and especially the actors who didn't have the migrant experience to get the first-hand idea about it. And then in the second part, of course, it was for the participants of the performance itself, when they met also in person the people with migrant experience during the gameplay as well, I mean the role play scenario, as well as especially afterwards during the debrief session when the participating migrants also shared their experience firsthand with the visitors, with the spectators, like in this live library style. Benefits of such an approach, I think, are pretty obvious because of this immersion style of role play of this performance, of this project. The participants, the people who came as spectators, were able to get like really a simulated but still a first-hand experience. It was different. They were actively involved in the play. They were not just sitting in a hall and watching something, but they experienced the simulation of an experience of a migrant. So they were like policemen really harassing them in quotation marks. They were really yelling at them. They were into a simulation of a camp of refugees and so on. So I think this had a very deep impact on not only on the rational but also on the emotional level, which I think is much better to drive the message home. Well, actually, the whole process was really smooth. So we didn't have like any problems. Like the biggest thing that I can remember is that on one elementary school in the coastal region, part of the parents of one of the classrooms that were supposed to participate in the project, I mean, in the performance, they actually refused. They didn't want to allow their children to participate in because of the ideological reasons, I can imagine. But even that resolved itself later because the school was able to step up and they decided to go through with it anyway. And even the headmaster then attended the stuff. This is like the biggest problem apart from linguistic. Yeah, of course, I think everything can be done. I mean, it wouldn't be the same, but still, we did something like this already in the first year of Corona. We tried something over Zoom. We had like a simulation of the beginning of the performance over Zoom. It was quite quite funny actually. But yeah, also I had an idea how to make it even more, because it was quite a big project for our context. I had an idea how to make it more economical in this viable in this sense. And it was actually sort of like a kind of mixture of a video game and live action, like that. We would film an experience of a migrant person, and then these films would be projected for participants, and they would be making decisions on how the migrant, they would be like put in the role of a migrant in a different way through digital interface. And this could be done also not live, just online basically. Yeah, so like a video game almost. The idea was to get a real person with a real migrant experience and then just to sort of film their story with kind of choose your own end sort of, that at some points there would be decisions to be made by these persons, and there we would have like two versions of what is the possible outcome of this decision, and then the participants would actually make these decisions and they would see the version that they would choose.